But I'm back, y'all. So how y'all doing today? Happy Friday. Let's get down to the mess of the mess. And I said, this been a crazy, interesting week, y'all. The government didn't open back up. Excuse me, the government didn't open back up. Drama already didn't happen. Trump is acting the fool as he usually is. Celebrities are doing what they do best, giving us the tea. But let's get into the mess of the mess on this Good Friday. And first up is it's the White House. They had to do a little 1-2 since the government has opened back up. So we had the White House up here in the government. Donald Trump just said the government shutdown proves that the United States Department of Education, we don't need it. And that he is living up to his promise that he was running for when he ran this second time as president, that we don't need it. He is getting rid of it. I said, this proved that we do need the Department of Education, the federal Department of Education. We need it because you're in office. And everybody that's behind you, the whole Republican Party, tells me that we need education because all of them people ain't got a brain up in that head because you're in office and they're backing you. And for the secretary to get up here and I give it to her, you doing your job and you represent the White House and you gotta stick behind the president in everything that he says. And you gotta present to the people, to the press. And you gotta do what you gotta do. And it's okay that she doing her job, but I said, this is a clown. And he represent us, which make us clowns too. And that's the sad part about it. That's the sad part. We got to be clowns with him to the rest of the world and all the leaders. Mm. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this and his dumbness, because that government shutdown, the shutdown was what it was. It was nothing that shouldn't had happened. Um, it could have been prevented if there was a better budget plan overall that didn't include shutting down everything that helps the citizen of the United States. And that's what it is. Everything is being cut from all the people. And that's the point. All the people that need help are not getting it. But he gonna keep doing what he wanna do and blaming the Democrats for what's going on. But it's you the one who's doing it. Make it make sense. But let me know how y'all feel about this situation. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into some good news. Chad 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 Barwick Bossman. Chad Bossman. I know I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, and I always do this. And I practiced his name before I came up here. I did. I really did. But his wife was got up. He got the Walk of Fame, Hollywood Walk of Fame. He actually got his star. Congratulations to him. His family was there and everything. His co-star, some of his co-stars from the Black Panther and stuff were there. Viola Davis was one of the speakers doing this, and I know 2 of his siblings was there too, his kids, his wife, and I said it was just an honor that he got his star. It just said that he's gone. Cancer is one of the things that just take you. So everybody out there, please go get checked out. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you're doing the things that keep you here. You know, The one thing we do got, the one thing that we can do is take care of our health. So that's the one good thing. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into my girl Nene Leaks, baby. So the Bravo chairman ended up asking a few questions from a couple of fans and stuff like that. And they asked, is Nene Leaks welcome back to Housewives of Atlanta? And the Bravo chairman said yes. She's welcome. She was already on already on E. You know, she did the red carpet, she did all that. Then why she's been welcome back anytime. I said, so I went, oh, okay. So he has spoken and let us know that maybe one day she'll be back on Bravo TV. But do I want her back on Atlanta? I don't know. I think it would be nice to have her back on Atlanta, but I really think if they do bring her back, they should do another franchise, a whole new one, to be honest, and put her on that. Like switch it up. Like don't bring her back to Atlanta Housewives. Do a different one. Just put her on something else and put her a part of that, but make her like the matriarch of that one. I would think and kind of do it that way. And if you're gonna bring her back to Bravo, and she'll be working around Andy again and all that junk. But you know, that's what's going on there. They also asked the CEO, the chairman, about Kenya and what happened the last season that she was on, where she got kicked off. Said, is that an blocker for her being even coming back? And the person said yes, that it's a blocker. Like she's gonna be on hold. How long? We don't know. I said, please, I wouldn't bring her back at all. To be honest, she knew what she did. She shouldn't have did. But Kenya gonna be Kenya, and she didn't care. She did it her own business, so it tells you a lot. Grand opening. But let's move on from that. That's old news, but let's move on to the next. Let's get into some mess, baby. And we got, oh, shoot. Why I gotta. So, Dr. Heavenly admits that her and Qua was, getting their makeup done and stuff, all that stuff. And she admits, because she running for, she running in Georgia, some district in Georgia. She's trying to, be a congresswoman. And she is ashamed of government assistance. And Quad was trying to get her to understand that she need to talk about it. She need to talk about her upbringing. She need to talk about her mom being on government assistance and stuff like that. And because that can really help other people, it's the holidays, this whole thing and that. And she just, and I said, I'm not shocked that she's like that, because I'm like with Heavily, you don't really see her on Marriage and Medicine really open. Well, she opened up about her life, but she don't, since she say she ashamed of government assistance, you don't see her doing things that would make you what's the word? Make you think that she'll be showing you helping other people find ways of becoming entrepreneurs and things like that. You may see her being an entrepreneur, opening up businesses and doing this and that every now and then, but you don't see her trying to make sure that she don't like food stamps and all that because it look bad, but she's not showing you the ways of getting from that. If you get what I'm saying. But I just think that Quad tried her best to get her to let her know that you should be talking about this because it can help other people. A lot of people like government assistance. They said the government should help their people. Like it's what it was. They supposed to help you. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It put food on the table. You where you at because of it. Your mom did what she had to do, but you ashamed of it. But you wouldn't be where you are, successful. But that's heavenly. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about her and how she moves. But I'm glad she a friend of the show this season. I will keep it real. Let's get into Usher. So, baby, I was shocked when this came about. So, his longtime producer that he been making hits with, Brian Michael Cox, baby, and the associates. So they were trying to open up so apparently they was going into business together on a restaurant down in Atlanta. And he gave them a loan. He invested and gave a loan of 1.7 million. And apparently the loan ain't got paid back. So they pay him. So something happened where it fell through. He ain't heard nothing back. They paid him 1 million, but it's been either a couple of years or so, and he still ain't got his 700. So now the inflation then calculated on in, and now he asking for 4.7 mil inflation. I said, well, Usher Raymond, I like you for this one. I said, now that's that was inflation. So come to find out, they used that money, that they've been using that 1.7 mil for other things instead of what it was initially for. I said, this is crazy. I said, you a hit producer, Brian. Brian, and why is you borrowing? Why is you even coming to Usher for anything? And Usher, I said, Usher, you knew he was a little shaky. We all know Brian, the producer. He a hit maker, but we know he a little shaky. We didn't see him the way he moves in music. But you would try to get him along and go into business. I said, yeah, bruh. You kind of knew the situation or who you was dealing with. But I said, you using the money to do other things instead of what it was initially for. It was for this restaurant that actually fell through. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I hope they pay that money. Is he gonna get the 4.7, or is they just gonna pay the 700K? I said, I hope he get that 4.7. I said that interest rate, that's about right. he he learned from Donald Trump. The tariff. I'm moving on, y'all. I'm moving on. Let's get into the last thing I got up. Yeah, let's get into you. If you haven't heard about the stuff that going on in Chicago about that mother and her two kids, they got jumped by them group of badass kids. Yes. So it's been getting crazier and crazier. And we've been having a couple of the different kids who jumped them. Parents and them come out and do different posts and stuff. And we got one of the parents right here with two of her badass kids. Yes, posting up. I said, baby, this proved the point why they jumped a grown woman and her kids. I said, baby, exhibit A, saying it was peer pressure. She blaming on peer pressure. I said that wasn't peer pressure. They did that all on their own. They literally follow them people, follow that woman and her children as they walk down the street, taunting them, and then swung and beat them down. There was no peer pressure, none at all. And for you to get up here and actually do this and say this and try to justify that, throw them all in jail. They don't need to go to juvenile jail. They need to go to straight up grown ass a prison with their parents. And I'm being 100% real because what you did was wrong. Your kids learned that from you. They need to take you to jail and they daddy. They look like they got separate daddies. So every child need to go to jail and their parents do too. That's just how I feel about that. I'm glad that the victims are actually moved to another location. Um, the mom plans to sue. She better sue the school, sue the district, and sue all of them. She got her kids into another school. I hope she said she gonna get them therapy. I hope she get therapy too. Better yet, just move out of Chicago. To be honest. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything that I talked about today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, join the channel. Turn on the notification because I will be trying to get up here more live. Been working. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Paul, and I will get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.